This is the Puck Junk Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Puck Junk Hockey Podcast. I'm Sal Barry, and with me is Tim Parrish, and today we're going to talk about hockey cards, because that's what we talk about. We'll also talk about hockey stickers, because that's what I want to talk about, and some other things going on in the hobby and in hockey. So, Tim, how are you doing, man? Just Tim today, by the way, me and Tim.
Wait, what happened to the other guy?
The other guy is not here. I think he had to take his daughter to a track meet, I believe. She's an athlete.
Oh.
So, hey, that's great.
You should have just let her run there. I mean, it's track meet. It'd be just like practice.
Yeah.
But,
Warm up, right?
yeah, exactly.
So anyways, what's up, man?
I'm all right. You know, it's typical Monday. Everything rolls out good. You get out of bed. You think everything's going to be good. And then by lunchtime, on a scale of 1 to punching someone in the face, you end up somewhere between wanting to leave or sit in the corner and cry and wishing everyone would just step on a Lego. So, it's one of those kind of things. But, it's all right. I'm here now. We're here to talk hockey cards, and I'm not running. I'm not jogging. I'm not working out. So it's good.
Yeah. Funny thing, in an email I got the other day, somebody said, I love the show. You and Tim are pure magic together, and Clemente is still a straight up G. Keep up the good work, and thank you.
Straight up G, huh?
Hey, no, but we're magic together.
And we're magic, huh?
We're like Shaq and Kobe. Well, they played on the Magic.
Are we magic like it's a magical thing that's happening when we're talking? Or does he mean magic more like, like David Copperfield, and we make people's will to live disappear?
Ooh, that's dark magic.
Yeah,
I think
could be.
I think like magic, like people look and go, oh my God, where'd all this time go? That was 90 minutes. Wow, that just went like nothing. It was like magic.
Yeah, 90 minutes, hour, 2 hours. That's child's play. Some of the professionals out there, they go 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. These are like marathon podcasts, speaking of running.
Of course, they have somebody they either pay to edit or they just don't edit at all.
Well, we say dumb things, so we have to edit.
I know, not to pick on the most popular hockey podcast out there, but when I listen to Spittin' Chicklets and I hear Ryan Whitney going, Biz, your mic is muted. Biz, unmute your mic. And it's like, pay somebody to cut that shit out, right? Like, literally pay somebody, because you make a lot of money on this podcast. You could put in a little bit of production values, but whatever.
Everybody wants to see what's behind the curtain until they do.
Outtakes are only fun if they're funny. I'm talking about outtakes. I'm not talking about deleted scenes. I'm talking about outtakes, right? Only if they're like funny.
Yeah, funny, or like the ones where people get hurt. I like those too.
Yeah, like the end of the Jackie Chan movies when they would show a bunch of those stunts gone wrong during the credits.
Those are fun.
Yeah. So let's talk some hockey. Let's talk about this trade. And by let's, I mean let you talk about this trade, because I kind of lost my voice this weekend, so I'm struggling to keep up. So a trade happened. It was the 3 C's: Carolina, Chicago, Colorado.
Yeah. It's not just a trade. I mean, this is arguably one of the bigger trades that we've probably seen in recent history, I would say. 3-way deal that went down. The Hurricanes picked up Mikko Rantanen, and the Colorado Avalanche get Marty Necas. And in order to make the deal go down, they had to involve another team, and that was the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Blackhawks also sent Taylor Hall to the Hurricanes as well. We talk about this every year during the trade deadline, right? When is there going to be a blockbuster trade? Who's going to make the blockbuster trade? Somebody's got to do something, because everybody wants something to talk about. They want something to look at. They want something to, read about and analyze and go through it all and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, what are you going to deal with a third or fourth round draft pick and a fourth line winger. Like nobody really cares about that stuff. So we haven't seen a blockbuster deal like this in a while. Oh, and I was forgetting. Somebody else was involved with that, right? Oh, Jack Drury. Yeah, Jack Drury went to the Avalanche from the Hurricanes. So that was the other part of it. So Rantanen's basically final year of his contract. And all everybody's been talking about is Colorado's got to sign him. Colorado's got to sign him. Colorado's got to sign him. But there's been no talks, significant talks that people have really seen. And what little talks there were all done behind the scenes. And apparently they couldn't come to a deal. Because honestly, he's making $9.25 million per season. And at this point in time, I think he wanted 14, which is more than McKinnon's getting. So nobody was budging. I don't think there's anybody that thought that they couldn't get something done, because, I mean, you're talking one of the top players on that team, major impact player. But here's the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes need scoring. They need high-end scoring, and they've needed it for a while. So, you look at since the start of like the 22 season, 22-23, there's only 4 players that have more goals than Rantanen. That's it, 4. So you're looking for high-end scoring? There you go. There's high-end scoring right there. Is that an even deal for Marty Necas to put him up on the line with McKinnon? I'm sure anybody can score with McKinnon, but don't get me wrong. He's an extremely skilled player. In fact, I wanted the Penguins to pick him up when they dealt Gensel last year or year before, whenever it was. I can't remember anymore. I tried to wipe it out of my memory. But he's not the same player. But his cap hit's like $3 million less. So he's right now on a career pace. He's got 16 goals and 39 assists in like 49 games. So I think that goes well with McKinnon, but it's definitely not a complete one-for-one replacement for Rantanen. And the rest of the deal, I mean, Taylor Hall's not the Taylor Hall from, early on in his career. Let's be honest. And he's been dealing with some injuries lately and stuff like that. Can he add some veteran presence in that? Absolutely. Especially if there's going to be a playoff push here at the tail end of the year. If he can stay healthy, he can certainly contribute. But I think the meat and potatoes of that deal are really picking up Rantanen and moving Necas. So it'll be interesting to see, but it was kind of exciting to see that, especially in January when stuff doesn't really happen. I don't know if you got to see Taylor Hall play at all this season. It seemed like every time I would watch a Hawks game, he wasn't in the lineup.
Seems like every time I'd watch a Hawks game, he was getting hurt.
Yeah.
He'd either have a 2-goal game or he was getting hurt. That was just kind of how it was. I'm exaggerating on both of those things, but he was out of the lineup more than he was in the lineup. I guess the thing, though, is that I liked having Taylor Hall on the team. Like, he was one of our better players, even though he wasn't playing much for whatever reason. And I get that the Blackhawks have better players, they have younger players. See, I'm off my game today. We haven't podcasted in over a week, so now I'm getting my game legs back. But they have younger players that they're trying to push into the lineup, and they've been doing pretty well. So a guy like Hall becomes expendable. The problem is that you can't just have all young kids. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have some veterans in the lineup. And yeah, we got Foligno, and we got, Bertuzzi now all of a sudden is like the top goal scorer on the Blackhawks, Tyler Bertuzzi. And, oh God, I wanted to say Tuomo Vutu, sorry. Teuvo Teravainen.
Yes, same thing.
Same country, different decade. But anyways, he's been doing good too. So, I mean, we got some older players that are performing, and I guess ultimately Hall is expendable. I'm just not excited about, okay, we got a 3rd-round pick. Great. Oh, and we retained some salary. When I first saw the names in that trade and I saw the players that were changing teams, and you read the list of names and you go, okay, Hall, Necas, Rantanen, you're like, oh, okay, which one ended up on the Blackhawks, right? none of them.
Yeah.
We got a pick. We're retaining salary of a guy that doesn't even play on the team. Okay,
Right.
fantastic, right? And I think that kind of wasn't really a question, but it was just something that you posited. You just said, we don't really see blockbuster trades like this anymore, especially in January. And I mean, the reason is because, I mean, a big reason is the salary cap.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying this trade reminds them of the Joe Thornton trade. And just because of the impact of it. I mean, as far as name recognition and stuff like that, I'm just trying to think recent history. Matthew Tkachuk is pretty much the one that comes to mind when the Flames traded him in a 4th rounder to get Jonathan Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar. And I think they got a 1st rounder out of the deal. But that was the thing. He basically said he wasn't going to sign there. So they didn't have a choice. It was either lose him or get something for him now.
Right.
Jeff Carter, I guess, when the Blue Jackets traded him to the Kings for Jack Johnson in a 1st round pick. I don't know if that's as impactful, but, you know, Carter had won a cup at that point. So he was still sort of in his prime. But, you know, so yeah, it's not that there haven't been blockbuster deals. It's just this is the first one we've had in a while. And the fact that it happened in January is also interesting too. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out for both teams. I think this is going to definitely help the Hurricanes. You know, we'll see how it helps Colorado. That's for sure. And Chicago, well, there's always next year.
Yeah, well, so excited that we have all these 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks.
You got to use them to build somehow. And, you know, like you've always said, they're a young team. You either have really old guys because you don't want to pay the salary, or you have really young guys who don't have the experience. And that reminds me a lot of how the Penguins were in the early 2000s up until Crosby got there. And even still that, you know, that year and the following year, you know, it was really young guys and the old dudes. They were fun to watch. They didn't win a lot of games, but they were fun to watch. So we might be in that same time frame.
I mean, look, the Blackhawks are, as of this recording, they're 2nd to last place in the league.
See, they're not the worst.
No, but they want to be the worst. You want to get that 1st overall pick again. Like Edmonton getting 5 and 7 years or something, or Pittsburgh getting 2 and 3 years.
Yes, they had.
You had Fleury in 03, Crosby in 05.
Fleury and Crosby, and you know Malkin was a high pick. Stahl was a high pick.
Second overall.
So,
and Stahl.
Yeah, Malkin and Stahl were both fairly high picks. So
I think that's the formula for winning a Stanley Cup. Is you got to be bad for 5 years and get really high picks, and then rebuild from there. That's the thing. That's what the Blackhawks seem to be doing. So Taylor Hall wasn't going to help them one way or the other.
I think from a future standpoint, as far as the draft picks go, I think probably the top 3 or 4 are going to be decent coming up for this next draft. So as long as the Hawks are somewhere near the bottom, like 1, 2, or 3, you know, Matthew Schaefer, James Higgins, Michael Misa, those are all pretty decent players.
Yeah.
Victor Eklund, even, European skater. He's pretty high up there on the rankings. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of we'll see, we'll have to wait and see what the Utah Hockey Club will name itself, because it seems like the name that everybody wanted them to take, they cannot take.
Yeah. It seems like they keep running into problem after problem after problem. You know, everybody's favorite, the Utah Yetis being their future name, was shot down by the trademark office because they said it sounds too much like the awesome drinking vessel that all of the soccer moms covet. And they didn't give them their trademark on the name. They said it would cause confusion. I don't know. You can't make this
No.
stuff up. So,
Oh, by the way, you got to add me to the soccer moms because I got a Yeti for my birthday.
oh yeah, but you didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to you.
Yeah, it's black and it's got a Blackhawk logo engraved on the side of it.
Well, that's cool.
It feels more like a weapon than than a drinking cup, because it's so freaking heavy.
This raises the question of where. I mean, what do you do now, right? So you were going for that. You've already tried to trademark a bunch of other ones that were already shot down. So your list that you had that was 10, 12 names from before is getting smaller and smaller because what was also on there? Mammoth got refused in November. That came out and was kind of quiet. Nobody really said that. But that was because the paperwork was filled out kind of incorrectly and misleading. So they threw that one out. There was another one that was tossed because there's some clothing line out there that makes like t-shirts and stuff like that. I think it was Outlaws or something. That one was tossed. They've already tossed Blizzard. They've tossed Venom. Even the Utah Hockey Club, just that as a name, that was rejected. So it's like, what do you do?
How? By who? Who would reject it? I mean, that's their name already.
Yeah, but permanently making them the name. Like they're going to call themselves the Hockey Club. That was rejected.
Oh, yeah, well, that's stupid.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what you do. We had that list back originally that had all these crazy names, and we even came up with some of our own. So now all the ones that actually made it through to the next round of voting and all of that stuff, they're out the window. So where do we go?
Yeah, well, what we should have done is we should have pulled our money together, started a junior C team called the Venom or something, and then when Utah tried to copyright that, we'd be like, "Hey, we're a team called the Venom, and you have to pay us." And then they'd be like, "Okay, we'll buy your franchise for $1 million and fold it so we can have the name." Okay, we could have done that. Like cyber squatting and like domain names. That's what we could have done with hockey team names. We just need to start hockey teams and think of cool names, start hockey teams that use those cool names. And then when somebody with real money comes along and wants to buy them, we sell them. Back in the 90s, people were registering like stuff like pets.com and cars.com and dictionary.com and stuff like that, right? Like when pets.com actually, when that business folded, the most valuable asset they had was the domain name, not the actual business of shipping people dog food, but the name itself, right? So there's something there. But the other thing I want to say, I want to circle back to something you said earlier. They can't name a freaking hockey team the Yetis because there's a stupid cup called the Yetis. However, there's a stupid cup called the Stanley Cup. And I don't mean the Stanley Cup. I mean an overpriced sippy cup that people were losing their minds over about a year ago when I see Stanley Cup is trending on Twitter or X or whatever. And I'm like, why? It's not the playoffs yet. And it's this thing called a Stanley Cup. And I want to know why the NHL didn't put a kibosh on that.
Well, the Stanley brand cups only got popular after someone on some reality show decided to stop using the Yeti and start using the Stanley. So all the little teeny bopper girls and everybody that follows the social media stuff decided, oh, we want that one now. So all the prices went up for those. Stanley's been around forever. I have a Stanley. It's the old green one with the cap on it that you would put your coffee in and then go work at the mill. I have one like that. And shockingly enough, you see those at resale shops that you could buy for like $5 or $10 are now like $60 or $80 because it's become the popular thing. So yeah, all it takes is someone to latch onto something and keeps going from there. But yeah, I mean that's part of the reason is because of that. I mean, there is branding and co-branding and all of that kind of stuff that sometimes gets through. And the other thing too is you got to look at it from this standpoint. This is simply a rejection from the trademark office, which means they can't trademark it. You can ignore those things. People do it all the time when they manufacture things. It's just you run the risk that if somebody somehow gets that name there could be a lawsuit or those types of things. So, I think I remember reading when the story came out that this was rejected. I think I saw a post from the Salt Lake Tribune saying that they still have on their initial list Ice, Swarm, Fury, Caribou, the Canyons, and I think Blast was the other one. So those were all on the list, and those weren't rejected. But those were also not the top tier picked ones. So we're running out of time. I mean, they're going to have something. They said they weren't going to be Utah Hockey Club more than a year.
Well, it wouldn't kill them to do it for 2 years. It'd be kind of funny then, but
yeah, we're already almost February.
Yeah.
So it takes a while to do a whole marketing thing and get all the branding out there and everything else. So it's not like something you can do overnight.
Right.
What do they think this is? Fanatics? They probably already branded all of the stuff like out there already. They have like the Ice and the Squall and the Caribou and the Yeti, and they have all of it. So whenever they decide, Fanatics will just ship all that stuff to some third world country like they do with all the losing Super Bowl shirts.
I never did buy that Super Bowl 41 Chicago Bears champion shirt.
Well, it's because you live in America and not in, I don't know.
Right, I get it. But yeah, but what I'm saying is that
they weren't made available.
No, I know, and that was like 2007, I think, or 2007. So, yeah, I could have
when they lost to the Colts.
Yeah, it sucked. That was so annoying.
It's hard to beat Peyton Manning.
But still, yeah, just still annoying, because the Bears had some good players then. They had some really good I mean, they had some Hall of Fame guys on their team as well. Anyway, changing the subject back to hockey. Nikita Kucherov hit the 600 assist mark.
He did. He's a little over it now, but
yeah,
600 assists. I mean, Kucherov is arguably one of the best players in the league, and he has been for a while. I don't think he gets a whole lot of hobby love, to be honest, especially if you look at his cards. I mean, yeah, there's some that sell for high numbers, but generally speaking, you don't hear about a whole lot of Kucherov collectors. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, he hit the 600 assist mark. So he now ranks like 102nd all time on the assist list. So he's getting up there. He's only about 2,200 behind Gretzky for first. So
wow. Well, he's still young, right? He could get.
I said 2,200, not 22.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody was wondering.
Right. Well, never say never, but it might. I'm kidding.
I mean, we never thought that any of his records would be broken, and here's Ovi encroaching on the goals. So,
do you happen to know how many goals Kucherov has around, or about how many points?
Total points.
Has he hit 1,000 yet?
I would imagine he's hit. If he's got 600 assists, I imagine he
not necessarily
has 1,000. Let me look. Oh, you're right. He's a little short. He's 946.
So he's got about 300-ish goals.
343.
Okay. To me, it seemed like a lot of those magic numbers of a lot of the guys like 70s, 80s, 90s, not counting Gretzky or Phil Esposito or guys like that, but usually it was like 400 goals, 600 assists, right? Those are like the milestones, right? And then, so usually if a guy had 600 assists, they usually had about 400 goals, but then sometimes you get somebody who is like way more skewed, like an Adam Oates type. Again, I don't have Oates' numbers in front of me, but they might have like way more assists because that's more of what they were. And then sometimes you have guys, I think of like Peter Bondra, who had like over 500 goals, but I don't think he had 500 assists. I don't think he quite reached 1,000 points, if I remember correctly. So what I'm saying is that it's not always balanced.
Kucherov scored 30 plus 4 times. He scored 40 plus 3 times. So he's a 30 to 40 goal scorer. So to look at his stats and say he won't hit 400, I think he will.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because he's only 31. He's still playing elite type hockey. So he'll break 1,000. I mean, you're talking 946 points in 771 games.
Right.
So it's a good player. I don't know if it's I don't want to say it's the market he plays in, because there are a lot of Tampa fans. He's not a name that pops up all the time in the hobby. He's just not one of those names. Maybe it's because he's Russian. I don't know.
My joke is that people chase after the 5 same cards. It just changes whatever those cards are. But there are the players who are the hobby darlings, and there are the players that are collected by people who like those teams, right? So somebody who's a Lightning fan, they're going to collect Kucherov. But your general population of hockey card collectors, they're going to go after just the usual suspects, the Bedards, Crosbys, Ovechkin, maybe Gretzky if they're an old school collector, or like old school players. But I mean, you could look and say, oh, Kucherov, he's a great player, but you could put a good card out in your case at a show and most people would pass on it because it's not whatever the new hotness is at the moment, or it's not one of these players, or like an Igor Shesterkin. That's another one that's like very popular.
Well, perfect example. I mean, you're always saying, hey, leave some of your cards here. I'll try to sell them. And it's like, I have that Kucherov fight strap card that's like numbered out of 5. It didn't matter what price we put on it. Nobody's wanted it.
I mean, it's not a rookie card and it's not an autograph.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's not one of those two things, and it gets a lot harder, right? Like memorabilia cards have to be really nice and they have to find like the right person.
Yeah.
Literally that's just how it is. It just has to find the right person.
Well, in Kucherov's case, I mean, like I said, he's 31 years old. He's probably got at least another 3-4 seasons left in him. He'll probably hit 1,000 games. He'll most definitely get over 1,000 points. He'll most likely get over 400 goals. So 4, 6, and 1,000.
Yeah.
That's Hall of Fame. Plus, he's got 2 cups, 2 Art Ross trophies, a Hart, a Lindsay. I mean, it'd be hard to say he wouldn't be a Hall of Fame type player.
He also did that podcast, that press conference that pissed everybody off. Remember? Wasn't that him?
Oh, where he was drunk. I mean, that should be Hall of Fame worthy, just that.
I know. That's great, man. I love it. Show talk hockey cards?
Sure.
All right. So 23-24 Upper Deck PWHL, Professional Women's Hockey League cards. Finally came out. And yes, it's been selling. It's been broken. You can find it on eBay. So what do you want to tell us about that?
We've talked a little bit about it, and we talked about what people were going to expect and kind of how the design was set up and everything. It came out that lots of products hit eBay over the past week or so. From the looks of things, boxes are going from anywhere between like 180, 230 bucks. It just depends on where you find the source from. But from what I've seen so far, it's interesting because our question is how well they're going to be received and how they're going to, be selling secondary, because that's really the gauge. Looks like people are selling base sets, which if you remember, it was 50 card base set. You can pick them up for anywhere between 35, 60 bucks. Again, it just depends on how much you want to spend on shipping and where you're going for them. But the hot young guns right now, number 1 seems to be Marie-Philippe Poulin. She, by far, especially what's out there from what I've seen, I mean, she's the crossover Bedard of the set, hands down. There's other players like Taylor Heise. There's Natalie Spooner, Hillary Knight, Sarah Nurse. They're all commanding a pretty good number for their higher ones, like the lower number parallels in that. Those Outburst Reds, they're all selling over $1,000. But if you're looking to pull the one of ones, the Outburst Gold, the Connor Bedard that's still being chased, supposedly, the 1-on-1 Outburst Gold, there are those versions, and on sale right now, the Marie-Philippe Poulin 1-of-1 Gold has been pulled. It is out there. It is currently up for auction on eBay for a cool $35,000. It's in Canada, so that's Canadian dollars, I think. Maybe it's American. I'm not sure. And the Natalie Spooner 1/1 gold was also pulled. That one's listed for auction for almost 30 grand. So 2 different sellers, 2 different accounts. I don't think it's the same person. I'm guessing they probably pulled them from breaks or busting open a bunch of boxes, not boxes, but cases of this stuff. I would assume, but who knows? So there you go. 2 of the bigger 1/1s already pulled, and they're already out there. And this product hasn't been out, more than 10 days, 12 days maybe at this point. So we got a lot of things at play here. We got a women's hockey set. Say what you want about women's sports, but it is what it is. In the hockey world, we've been looking for something like this because up to this point, other than occasionally having women's cards thrown into sets various times over the years, and the Tim Horton sets or the World Junior sets that up until this year have had a selection of the women's world team, there hasn't really been a lot out there. So there's been a demand. And if you see the ratings on all of the games and what gets broadcast, plus the games themselves, I mean, they're selling out arenas. Yeah, there was a lot of anticipation. And, we even said, what are we going to see? Are people going to buy this? Is it going to be out there? Is it going to resell for a lot? Obviously, people are busting it because 2 of the bigger 1/1s have already been found. We'll see what happens to the price from this point forward, especially considering the biggest one was pulled. What does it sell for? I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on those auctions though. 35,000, that's something.
So I got some thoughts here. Just a couple things that surprised me. First of all, I'm surprised by the price, considering that Series 1 or extended series from last year, basically anything that doesn't have the Bedard tax, as people call it, which I think is hilarious. Looking at like $10 a pack for Series 1 or extended series, right? So the fact that this is 180, so it's like $15 a pack, that just seems kind of out of whack, right? Because I would think the licensing fee for the PWHL would be lower than the licensing fee for the NHL.
Well, that's on the lower end though, too, the 180. I mean, a lot of the retailers that are out there, they're still in the 200 range.
But that's the thing though, is that there's no Connor Bedard in this set. Obviously. I mean, it's women's hockey, and that's great, but I can't understand why it's selling for more than Upper Deck Series 1.
Well,
NHL.
Apparently MPP is the new Bedard. So
apparently. Okay. So that's my first thought. Second thought is that it's a 50 card base set and people want to sell it for $35 to $60.
Yeah, that's without the Young Guns.
Now, okay, I get that, but okay, check this out. A base set of Series 1, Series 2, or extended series, you're looking at like $15 to $25. How can this base set be $35 to $60 and it's only 50 cards? And you could build a full base set with one box, whereas the other cards you need to buy at least 2 boxes with the NHL cards, like 2 or 3 boxes to build a base set. So again, the prices just seem out of whack, and I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around that. And I'm not doubting your research. I'm just doubting the market. Like, what's going on here? This is crazy.
It's probably still the newness factor. I mean, most of the time with Series 1, 2, or extended, they're on the market for a while. Or such a huge volume gets broken, like with Series 2 last year, that, I mean, within a day, you have some of these breakers with 60 base sets that they can sell.
Mm-hmm.
What do they care? $10. Here, take it. It's base cards I don't have to deal with.
Right.
So there's a lot of that. But I think the newness is really what it is now. And the novelty of there not being another option and haven't been another option at this point. So I think that still plays into it. We'll see over time. I mean, let's give it a few weeks. We can circle back around on this and see where the same stuff is at. I have most of these auctions, I have them saved and tagged just so I can follow along and see what happens, because I'm curious. And I agree. I think it was a little high to begin with. Box prices are a little high, but again, I think it's a novelty of something we haven't seen. So let it play out and let's see what happens going forward. But yeah, 35,000 for those gold outbursts. Didn't think I would see that, at least for a while. There's other ones pulled too. Those are just the two big ones.
Yeah, but just because they're asking for that doesn't mean it's going to sell for that.
No. But at least puts the perspective in people's heads that, holy crap, that's worth that.
Then it should set that price for 9 months, and then people realize it's not worth that.
So I said, we'll see. These are being sold by individual sellers, so it's not like they're at an auction house or anything. They're not graded. They're just fresh out of the box.
Right. So let's talk about Engrained.
Yeah, Engrained's going to be back. Only this time it's they've changed it up. It's now called Engrained Icons. If you haven't seen this yet, go check it out. Upper Deck's posted it on most of their social media platforms. They've got preview images and everything. But the checklist is going to be made up of only retired stars and Hall of Famers. So we're back to a retro set, like a straight up. This is all retro players. I didn't see, at least in any of the pictures, really any current players. It was all retired and Hall of Famers. 100 card base set. Of course, parallels. They parallel us to death because that's where we're at. They have ebony parallels that are numbered out of 199, mahogany out of 75, and rosewood those are the 1 of 1s. And they're going to also have autograph parallels that are all going to have various numberings, anywhere from 1 of 1 all the way up to, I don't think it's said on the sell sheet, but they'll be all different numberings. What I thought was good is there's 3 auto or mem cards in a pack. So it's 1 pack per box, 6 cards per pack. So you're going to get 2 base cards plus a numbered parallel or one of the carved in time. They brought those back because that's a pretty popular set. The ones that are printed on wood, they're like wood etching cards. They're really cool, especially in person when you get them in hand. They're really cool. But you get 1 of those, and then you're going to get 3 auto and or memorabilia cards. So I like that because 3 autos in a box, that's pretty good. Or at least the potential for 3 autos in a box is pretty good. I'm just scared of what the price point of this is going to be for a 6-card box. Because you already know, based off of some of the pictures that they show in the sell sheet, that this is going to be a higher end premium product, which makes me think $350 plus minimum out the door as soon as this is released. I don't know. I haven't seen any pre-sales yet or dollar numbers because I'm not really sure what the date is on it, but I am excited the fact that it's a retired set. You know how much I love those.
Well, with retired player sets, especially something like this that's going to have, a smaller checklist to not be like a 400 card set or whatever, you're going to get either the all-time greats or really popular players who are not in the Hall of Fame, but are also just all-time greats in a different way, right? Whereas if you have like a set that's like, a lot of retired players, you're going to get a lot of a lot of Sutters.
Yeah, I think the old Parkhurst champion set had all of the Sutters in it.
Well, and it was funny because I got like 2 or 3 of the same autograph. They were all Ron Sutter. And I got another Ron Sutter. At one time I had like 2 Ron Sutter autographs, and I'm like, why? Why would you do this to me? At least give me Brian Sutter or Brent Sutter. Like, mix up the Sutters a little bit in my product.
Well, there was the good card in if you remember, in the Upper Deck, what was the canvas C1?
Like a canvas. Masterpieces?
Masterpieces. Jeez, why couldn't I think of the damn word?
0809 Masterpieces.
Yeah, there was the one card on there that had all the Sutters on it in their jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked that card. I thought that's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool picture. I thought about getting that signed because I remember there was a show where they were all going to be at the show, but they were doing mail order or something. And I mean, obviously, I wasn't going to go to the show, but I'm like, that'd be a really cool card to get signed. But it's a card; it's so small; it would be hard to get 6 autographs on it. It'd be really tough.
You'd have to blow that up to like 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, that would be cool. You look at something like Black Diamond, it's like $500 for like a 6 card box, if I remember correctly. So why would this not be the same price or around that same price? I would think.
Well, that's what I said. At a bare minimum, it's got to be at least $350.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, if people like the high end stuff, this is something they're going to gravitate towards. And I think the fact that when it focuses on retired players, you're gonna, like I said, you're either gonna get an all-time great, a legend, a superstar, or a popular fan favorite.
In the cell pictures, they showed the base set and they had the base number. I think they showed the mahogany with a Timu Solani on it, numbered out 75. They also showed the autograph version of the base. So they have like the autograph section, but it is hard signed. So that's good. It didn't look like there were stickers. They gave an example of the carved in time plus a signed one. I think Brian Leach was on the sheet. But if you go through everything else, I mean, there's an example of one of their signature shots, is what they're calling them. And those have different pieces of stuff. There's a large piece of equipment, and it can be anywhere from like a glove to a stick to a skate. Whoever the player is, it's going to be something different in there. In addition to these stick signature cards that'll have a piece of like the stick handle, a piece of the shaft, a piece of the tape, all that kind of stuff. A lot of the things that in the game used to do or President's Choice does now, it's kind of like all of that rolled into one. Like I said, it looks like a really, really cool set. I'm just scared of the price point. That's all.
Speaking of price point, 2324 Parkhurst is out as an e-pack only product.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's $4 a pack.
It is.
For Parkhurst.
It is.
Should be like 99 cents a pack.
Well, it's not.
I know. Okay, $1.99?
Yeah. Sorry. Can't help you with that.
Wasn't Parkhurst like a Walmart exclusive product a couple years back?
I think they've done that. They did that originally. And then another year they did it again. It's kind of bounced around from where it's been available and where it hasn't been available. I mean, here's the thing. It's always been viewed as one of those lower end, right? So if we were ranking all the products since Victory's long gone and MVP is kind of like that carryover set at the beginning of every year, and we don't have collector's choice anymore, or UD choice, or whatever you want to call it, I would rank Parkhurst below O-Pee-Chee base.
Below O-Pee-Chee or below MVP?
I may put MVP lower, only because, and here would be the only reason why, because MVP has less inserts in the initial pack out. I qualify that because when MVP hits E-Pack, all of a sudden like 3 more parallels appear. But in the initial pack out, it usually has less inserts because most of the MVP sets have 3, 4 max inserts that go with them. So, if we're doing the whole thing of what's a better value, what's a better product, you're going to lean more towards, hey, what can I get more of a variety out of? And Parkhurst definitely has a bigger selection of inserts and extras that are available. That's the only reason why I would put it ahead. I wouldn't put it ahead of O-Pee-Chee, though, for the opposite reason. O-Pee-Chee doesn't have a lot of inserts either, but it's also not supposed to. So that's my own opinion. Some people might flip-flop those. But yeah, it is $3.99 a pack. So $76.99 for a box, which is 20 packs. And there's 10 cards in a pack too, by the way. So It's like 40 cents a card. Or if you want to go full on with a 20-box case, that's $1,529.99.
But the base cards are digital only.
The base cards are pretty much digital only. Every pack has a silver foil parallel, and the silver foils, I believe, are real. But the base cards are not. But the one aspect of Parkhurst has always been you can meld these cards and turn them into real cards.
The base cards, you mean?
Yes. So You're able to do that. It's a 330 card base set, and they say it's a fractional set. So that's because it's part this and it's part that. So you have to kind of go through it all. So you have stars, star veterans, and the top rookies. You get all the parallels, like gold foil. I think you get 4 in a box. There's pink foil that are numbered out of 50. The emerald ice are back. Those are out of 10. And then they always have like the parkies and the prominent prospects. Those are typical ones that they have. I think this year they have a new insert called Last Line of Defense, which has, wait for it, goalies. Another goalie set. Then they have, what was the one? Oh, Like a Boss. It was called Like a Boss. And it's got 25 players. And it's 8-bit pixel glasses on the players.
Oh.
You have to see them to understand. And then there's numbered autos and everything else. They brought back like the mystery thing that they had a few years ago. So there's mystery prizes. So you get cards that have levels on them. And there's levels 1, 2, and 3. So you can combine your level cards to get various achievements on the EPAC platform. Or you can take like level 1s and cash them in for your achievements. Or you can take the level 1s, meld them together to become a level 2. Take all your level 2s, make them into level 3, so on and so forth. And the more you do, there's an assortment of different exclusive cards that you can get as you boost up the different levels. So it's another aspect of the online digital portion of the collecting. If you're not into that and you just give me the cards and I just want the cards, well, then you probably don't want to sit on the app and break fake packs and hope that you get a bunch of real stuff that you can have shipped to you. Instead, you'll want to head on over to their marketplace, and that's ComC. And interestingly enough, I double checked, and there's about 1,500 of these already on there, available for purchase. Some super lucky duck out there pulled a Bedard printing plate already. Wants about $2,000 for it. If you're game and you shop on ComC and you are the completist that needs every Bedard card that's out there, including the 1-of-1 printing plates, you know where to find, I believe it's the cyan one. It's on there. Even saw a couple black foils, which black foils are numbered 101. So, $3.99 a pack. Break until your heart's content. Throw them all on ComC. So 2 months from now, I can get most of the Penguins for 29.39 cents. Go now. There are some cool looking cards. Don't get me wrong. You'll have to check them out. Take my word for it. If you're not on the EPAC, or on ComC, you can still go on the ComC website and you can search. Just look them up. There's some cool looking cards. I will give them that.
A set like this, I'm probably just going to pass on, just for the fact that it's EPAC only. So it's just going to be a lot of work to put together. See, I can understand a high-end set being EPAC because people just want the hits. They don't really care about the base cards. But even a numbered base card would still be something that you could get shipped to you because it's a numbered card, like a high-end set, right? Like when they put like a SPGU or something on EPAC. But like this, it's just like, okay, you're just chasing Parkhurst inserts or you're melding base cards to make better base cards that you can actually have shipped to you, but then you're only going to get like 30 to 50 cents each for most of them. So I don't know. Obviously, people like breaking this product or products like this on ePack because if they didn't, Upper Deck wouldn't keep doing it every year. Look at stuff that's still on ePack that like didn't sell out and they didn't repeat that. Remember, was it Fusion?
Fusion was around for quite a long time.
Well, what, for one season or two seasons, but it never sold out.
They only put it out for 2015-16 because it had the McDavid rookie in it. But it took forever for it to sell out because I think the newness wore off and people quit going for it because you had to meld so many base versions just to get something that you could take as a tangible card.
Right.
So people went to ComC and bought up all the higher end parallels. And then once they did that, that was a little bit before ComC started doing the grading crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
So then you started seeing a few of those fusion cards leaking out into the public for sale in graded slabs. And you're like, most people were looking at those going, where did these cards even come from? Like, we've never heard of this set. Where was this released? Where can you buy boxes? And that started the whole, well, they were on ePack. Well, what's ePack? So you have those conversations and it's like, okay, well, yeah, sure. I think right now, to your point, 1920 Parkhurst, still available on the site. 2122 Parkhurst, still available on the site. Series 1, 2, 3, all from, or not 3, but extended, all from 2122, still available on the site. So there are some older packs that you can still get that haven't completely sold out yet. A lot of them do say Parkhurst, and that's partially because being a predominantly digital product, I mean, how do you sell out? Unless you had something actually on there that said, hey, there's a finite amount of X. When it hits, we're done.
Right, like a numbered parallel.
Yeah. So once all the numbered parallels are hit for all of them, there's no need to keep opening. So they retire the set. But like I said, there are some cool looking cards in there. I think the Tis the Season ones, I don't know if you've seen those before. They have an interesting design. It's like the player superimposed over a snowflake in the background. It's interesting. The Prominent Prospects ones are a little busy. They have kind of a sort of a pixelated background. They're hard to read, especially if you get some of the parallels, like the purple parallels or the green ones. The green are achievement. The purple ones are a regular parallel. They're kind of hard to see. They're so busy. They sort of hurt my eyes, kind of. I mean, I don't want to completely diss the product, but you're right. I mean, you can't pull all of the base because the base are all digital. What you can pull are all the silver, but it's going to take you a while. 330 card set. Again, buy what you like. They're brand new. They're out there. If you need to have the hottest, latest thing, there's plenty of Bedards out there for 100, 200, 300, 400, 2,000. Just depends on what you're going after. I'll wait a few months and pluck all my penguins off of there that I can for fairly cheap. But it is a cool product. It's just not for everybody. You got to have that aspect of wanting to be part of the game part of it. If you're into that and you're into the ePack stuff, great. A lot of people are. Way more people than I thought would still be around are still doing that. So you're right. Upper Deck would kill it if it wasn't making money.
Couple of quick hits here. Upper Deck signed Taylor Heise, was the number one pick in the 2023 PWHL draft, to an exclusive autograph deal. And Upper Deck announced the winner of its Ultimate MVP contest. And it wasn't me. I wasn't nominated. And it wasn't Tim. And I didn't nominate you. So I guess I would have nominated you, but then it was just like I had to talk about your charitable contributions to society or something. And I was just like, nah, that's not Tim.
My charitable contribution to society is my existence on this earth.
Right.
I am the gift that keeps on giving to everyone, big or small, short or tall. Dead silence. That's what I get.
That was because we dropped the mic after that. That's why it got quiet.
I got you.
Yeah. Anyway, Upper Deck Ultimate MVP contest was won by Dale Steele. He is a super fan of the Edmonton Oilers. And is he on Twitter? Because he doesn't follow you on Twitter. Doesn't follow me on Twitter.
He's on Facebook because he commented on the Upper Deck post. He's apparently from Edmonton.
Oh, that's great.
But I think his picture alone that was used for his nomination is what got him the most votes.
Oh yeah. Describe to the listeners what is great about this photo.
Well, it's hard to describe.
Yeah, I gotta look it up while you think of describing it.
You kind of have to see it in order to understand it. It's on the Upper Deck Facebook page. They made this announcement a couple weeks ago, so you kind of have to go back a little bit on some of their posts. But the picture is, and I'm going to pull it up right now.
Oh, good God!
Yeah, so you must have just found it.
Oh, well, I thought this was a WWE trading card. Wow!
So like I said, I think it's because of the picture why he got so many votes. And of course, it's not coming up on my feed, but you have it, so you describe it.
Well, he looks different from picture to picture, but there's a couple of things. All right. Dude has a blue beard.
Yes.
He paints his face. He wears a hat with the light up brim. And then in one picture, he's wearing like a denim vest. Okay, so it looks very WWE, a sleeveless denim vest.
Otherwise known as a Canadian tuxedo. But
yeah. Oh, I thought that's when you wear a jean jacket and jeans.
Yeah, that's all denim.
But not sleeveless. Sleeveless, that's something different. And in another one, he's wearing like, I don't know, it's like a leisure coat, I guess. In Oilers colors, it looks like a velvet coat in Oilers colors. And then he's wearing looks like Oilers pajamas or no, like shorts. Yeah, very, very busy looking attire. Yeah, that's the guy that goes to all the games and sits on the glass and is like a super fan. Look at this dude, and he's going to get an officially licensed trading card in 25-26 MVP hockey. And I might have to add this to my list because, look, if I could get a novelty card like that, great. I like those offbeat one-off cards. I mean, I have a card. I'm going to write about it someday. It's not a rare card or anything, but I think it was like some Upper Deck kids contest winner, and he ended up on a trading card in like the early 2000s or something. And I remember just finding it in like a quarter box, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'll have to write about this one of these days, right? Like, I just love goofy stuff like that, right? So this guy's going to have a card in 25-26 MVP, which is great. I'd like to get my hands on that card because that would just be such a cool thing to have. I mean, I think Gritty might have met its match. Might have. Just saying.
Told you it's a crazy picture.
Yeah, that is a crazy picture. That was cool, but also a little scary. So, yeah.
So if you go on Facebook and you just do a search for Upper Deck Ultimate MVP, you can kind of scroll down the list. But he made a post on there, and it involves kind of like a question and answer thing. And people asked about his costume and all of that kind of stuff. So he lays down kind of the story behind his outfits, like his cowboy boots and stuff that are hand painted and all that. So it's interesting. It's a long read, but it's an interesting read, especially if you're a crazy hockey fan like Dale is.
Well, congratulations, Dale, and I hope to have your hockey card in my collection one day. That would be awesome. We're going to shift this conversation from hockey cards to hockey stickers.
Time to go. I'm just kidding.
because the 24-25 Topps NHL sticker collection has finally come out. Tim, you're speechless.
Of all the sticker sets, this is definitely one of them.
Well, the only one. There's that in Topps Now. Yeah. Okay, really quick. Topps Now. So Topps Now has anywhere from abysmal numbers, about 100 per sticker, to fantastic numbers if it's Connor Bedard or Macklin Celebrini or maybe Crosby doing something great like setting another milestone or something. But Topps Now stopped selling their stickers in the 6 sticker packs. So if you go, oh, I want to get stickers, whatever the 6 stickers are out right now, you can't buy one of each. Like you used to be able to. Like if you're just like, I'm building the set, I'm going to buy one of each. I could get all 6 of them in a pack, right? They don't do that anymore. Now they're just selling you the 5 sticker or 20 sticker packs. So if you go, I want Sidney Crosby, then you could buy 5 of them or 20 of them. But if you go, I want Crosby, Ovechkin, this one, well, you know what? I want 4 out of 6. I might as well just get the 6 sticker pack. And I've done that before where I think there were like 3 or 4 that I wanted. And then I said, all right, one's Marc-Andre Fleury. I could get rid of that. I don't collect Fleury, especially as a Wild, but somebody does, right? So I could get rid of that. And the other one was maybe like, I don't know, Nathan McKinnon or something. I'm like, I could find a buyer for this or a trader for this. You know what I mean? So it would be in my interest to just buy the 6 sticker pack. Well, you can't do that anymore. So if you're actually trying to buy one of each, that's not an option.
When they changed this, was this last week or the week before?
Last week.
Is Bedard in that mix?
I don't know. I mean, when they did that, I can't remember.
And the reason I ask is because I've seen a ton of auctions on eBay lately where people are selling lots of some of his Topps Now, like in huge bulk volume. And I'm thinking, why do they have this many?
Well, I mean, the thing was just that they might have been trying to get the blue parallel or the gold parallel. The blue parallels, I know last year the blue parallels were numbered to 10 and the gold parallels were numbered to 1. And I don't know what they are this year because I didn't look that deep into it. But it's interesting. And the other thing I'm going to mention, I'm going to just mention this now. I mentioned it in the newsletter last week, but we didn't do a podcast last week. So I want to mention this now. At the bottom of the Topps Now sticker page where you see the 6 different stickers that are available.
Yeah.
It has a link that says, click here for email updates about Topps Now to sign up for our newsletter. I'm paraphrasing. You click on that and it says, to get information about Topps Now hockey cards, which will only be available for 72 hours, sign up for our newsletter. It says hockey cards, Topps Now hockey cards. Then when you sign up for the newsletter, it says, thank you. We will let you know when Topps Now hockey cards becomes available. I'm paraphrasing, but it says hockey cards twice. Once on the page where you fill in your email address, the other one when it confirms that you're now signed up for it. So are we going to see Topps Now hockey cards?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that one. I'm not sure if it's a typo or what.
Did you sign up for the newsletter?
I already get it.
For this specific one, because this seems like a separate one.
Well, I saw the same thing that you pointed out on there.
Okay.
And I didn't make the initial connection until you pointed out that it said cards and not that. I was like, oh, it does say that. Huh. So I've been on the fence as to whether or not I think that's a typo or if they really mean it. Because if they really mean it, that means they have some type of licensing deal somewhere. Right? They would have to. Because the current one was only 4 stickers, right?
Yes. Well, Topps only had the license to make hockey stickers, and they picked that up in 1920. They got that away from Panini, which I thought was a pretty big deal because Panini really had the sticker market cornered with NBA and NFL, and then Topps started getting these licenses. So it just seemed interesting. I mean, just kind of eroding Panini sticker dominance in North America. I mean, they'll always have soccer, I guess, but they'll always have soccer stickers, I guess. But yeah, no, this is interesting. I mean, look, Fanatics is a big company. They have a lot of leverage. So if they want to make hockey cards, they're going to make hockey cards. It's just a matter of time and money.
It is. But you know how the conspiracy theorists work, right?
No.
Where did they get this license from? Did they create a new license? How come the NHL never announced this? How come Fanatics never announced this? So we can go down that path all day. Why hasn't there been something made? So that's why I'm still leaning towards, I think this might have been a typo. Or they misremembered what their license actually covered.
Well, but the thing, though, is that the stickers are available for 1 week. The Topps Now Hockey stickers are always available for 7 days. This is talking about stuff that's only available for 72 hours. So whatever this is going to be a separate thing. You wouldn't want to make a separate set of Topps Now stickers that are different from the other Topps Now stickers, because why? Why would you? I mean, it's just more of the same.
It is.
It clutters the marketplace, and there's nothing special about it.
It is, but this is tapping into that more on-demand thing. You know, the sticker albums, those were done and printed, and they've been sitting in a warehouse waiting to ship. You know, these are, oh, so-and-so scores, you know, like we said, our Kucherov scores is 600 assists. Boom. They make them. Print on demand. Here, order these. Go.
Yes, but if they make stickers that are available for a week, and these stickers have pretty low print numbers, why would they make more stickers that are only available for 3 days? Those would have even lower print numbers. So these have got to be cards. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Look, I mean, right now, I'm looking at the Topps Now sticker archive, right? So I'm looking at this. Connor McDavid, sticker number 90, had a print run of 360. Kyle Connor had a print run of 125. And Connor Bedard, since we're doing all the Connors, his most recent Topps Now sticker had a print run of 950. Okay? So when the Bedard is doing 950 stickers and McDavid is doing 360 stickers, you're not blowing the doors off, right? So if they made that McDavid available for 3 days instead of 7 days, it will have a print run of 100? So I think they're going to do cards, and they're going to do them for 3 days, and they're going to bring back the 88-89 design, and they're going to do something awesome. They're going to do Connor Bedard on an 88-89 Topps design, and I'm going to lose my mind, and I'm going to buy 10 of them and hope that I get the blue or gold parallel or maybe an autographed version. It's going to happen.
Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah, just buy one and be happy, right? Don't buy 10.
As the great Admiral said, it's a trap. It's a trap.
The great Admiral Ackroyd. It's a trap.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't see how they could pull this off without making some type of announcement. Like a bigger announcement other than a byline in an article or, you know, the fine print in a newsletter. There's got to be something more to this.
Yeah. Well, I signed up for the email newsletter, so I'm for this specific Topps email newsletter. So I'm gonna wait and see. Any other thoughts on that before we talk about the sticker album, which is what I really wanted to talk about?
No, go back to that.
All right. So, yeah, sorry, I had to get my little conspiracy theory out there. So you're not the only one with conspiracy theories. I know you like to wear the tinfoil crown, but some of us also think we look fashionable from time to time wearing a tinfoil beret. Tinfoil Jofa. Tinfoil Jofa. Oh my God, that would be amazing. I need to do that. I need to frickin' do that.
I'd prefer a tinfoil toque myself.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to start going to like Play It Again Sports and looking for a Jofa. Spray painted silver. I'd have to take it apart, Of course, then it wouldn't be considered safe if I put it back together. Of course, it wasn't considered safe in the first place because it's
I was going to say, since when is a Jofa helmet safe?
A tinfoil hat would actually offer more protection than a Jofa helmet. It's true.
Probably.
It's true. Yeah. If anything, it'll protect you from radiation from the glow puck.
There you go.
Right. But anyways, so tinfoil helmet. Okay, taking that off now, I want to talk about Topps NHL sticker collection for 24-25. So here's the rundown. It's $1 a pack. You get 5 stickers per pack. You get 50 stickers in a box. Boxes right now selling for about $50, maybe a little less if you look hard enough. I haven't looked too hard. It's just been out for a little over a week. All right. Says that it's a 600 sticker base set, but the numbering goes up to 800. But it says on the sell sheet, 600 base sticker set. And then it says inserts, right? And then it lists all these different insert sets, like 1979-80 Topps retro stickers. And yes, there is a Connor Bedard on the Wayne Gretzky rookie sticker design. Woohoo! 4 album photo variants, which they do just for some reason. Every album comes with 10 stickers. It's always the same 10 stickers. Okay, that's fine. But 4 of them just have different photos for some reason. Why not make all 10 of them different? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. And then they also, from time to time, they sneak in a variant or 2 here and there in the actual stickers that get printed. I don't know if they did that yet for 24-25. I just looked on laststicker.com. They posted a checklist of 800 stickers. Here is the newness for 24-25. And that is that for the first time, Topps album hockey stickers are going to have chase stickers. I'm not just talking about the inserts. I'm talking about blue foil parallels that are numbered out of 100, red foil parallels that are numbered out of 10, and gold foiled parallels that are numbered 1 out of 1. And these are going to be in hobby packs and retail packs. So regardless of where you buy them, you do have a chance of getting a blue, red, or gold foil parallel. And I think that's crazy because hockey stickers get overlooked. Stickers get overlooked. Hockey cards get overlooked by most card collectors. And hockey stickers are like a subset of a subset, right? So
the fact that you said that there's a hobby and a retail version of this blew my mind.
Well, I'm going off the sell sheet and I'm trying to extrapolate from that because they talk about hobby packs, but then they also mention non-hobby packs. But I looked and it was just like 50 packs, given the odds of the things, and they're like the same. And I'm like, but then they're a little different here and there.
Because I'm by no means the sticker expert, but I cannot recall being a difference between retail and hobby for stickers.
I can't either. So I'm not quite sure unless they mean, well, maybe they do mean that. Yeah.
If there's different odds for either one, then they got to mean that.
Yeah, but the thing is so here's the odds. I'm going to actually, I know Han Solo, to do another Star Wars reference. He brought up Admiral Akbar, so now I got to bring up Han Solo, who said, never tell me the odds. But I'm going to tell you the odds. So blue foil parallels, you get 1 in 25 packs, hobby or retail boxes, or 1 in 26 packs in the gravity feed displays, the ones that drop down the packs. When you pull one, another one falls down. So about the same odds. When you think of it this way, though, you buy a 50-pack box, you're going to get 2 blue parallels. That's pretty cool because at least that's something different. Opening a lot of sticker packs is like shelling peanuts. It is. You just open them, you look at the numbers, you sort them. I mean, yeah, I look at the pictures, of course, and, oh, that's cool. Oh, I don't have this one. Right. But when you're just building sets, there's really no incentive to like scrutinize, right? Flip it over, look at the front and go, oh, this is the gold parallel. Because I'm going to assume the paper backing is going to be the same and not say like blue parallel. At least on some upper deck hockey cards, the parallels will say like pink, tangerine, purple, whatever parallel, right? Like it'll give you like the explanation of what it is.
Only since 2019. They never used to do that.
Yeah, and they really should have been doing that all along.
Right. But I digress.
Yeah, I mean, one time, here's a mistake I got to live down. I opened a box of cards and I pulled an Evgeny Malkin autograph, and I didn't realize it was the autographed version. And I overlooked the text on the back that said, "Congratulations, you have pulled an Evgeny Malkin," because everything else was the same. So when I was opening these cards, this was from Fleer Retro,
How'd you miss the signature?
because I was just looking at the back because I was opening boxes and building sets. And I didn't see
Okay.
the signature. So I ended up gifting it to somebody with a bunch of comments thinking that was just a base card. And a guy emailed me and he said, "Hey, thanks for the Melkin autograph." And I said, "What Melkin autograph?" And he sent me a picture. And I'm like, "Oh, shoot. I thought that was all base cards." And he's like, "Well, do you want it back?" And I'm like, "Nah, it's all right. Just keep it." Because I gave him a bunch of cards as a gift.
Yeah.
I would have felt weird being like, "Yes, send me back that one card." And I looked on eBay anyways. It was like selling for $20. I'm like, well, if I really want it, I'll buy it. And then I never really bought it. So I guess I didn't really want it. But still, they need to really make it freaking obvious. And Upper Deck has done a better and better job of that. But yeah, now I look at both sides pretty hard, make sure I'm not overlooking an autograph or a little gold foil stamp where the silver foil should be. Red foil, numbered out of 10. So now those are one in every 250 packs, hobby or retail boxes.
These are obviously numbered on the fronts, right? Because you peeled the backs off.
I will answer that in just a second because I have an eBay page open that I will look for. You can do that while I'm rattling off these numbers. Now, in the small and large gravity feed boxes, the odds are a little different. It's either 259 in a small gravity feed display or 1 in 272 in a large gravity feed display. But what gets interesting is the gold foil parallels are 1 in every 2,513 packs from hobby boxes, 1 in every 2,499 packs in retail boxes. This doesn't make sense. I literally pulled this off of a sell sheet PDF, so I'm just taking their word for it. 1 in 2,504 packs from small gravity feed displays, and 1 in every 2,733 packs in large gravity feed displays. So roughly 1 in every 2,500 to 2,700 packs, you'll get a gold sticker. So
That's a lot of stickers.
that's a lot of packs of stickers, especially if you multiply that by 5 because a pack has 5 stickers. You're going to have a lot of freaking stickers. But hey, you know what? If it's an 800 sticker set, you're going to need a lot of freaking stickers. You're going to need to open a lot of packs.
Are we going to have breakers breaking this stuff? Seriously?
Well, there are 6 Connor Bedard stickers in this set, which means that there are blue, red, and gold parallel versions of those aforementioned Bedard stickers. The thing is that this is a late season or later season release, but scanning the checklist, I don't think there's any. Let's see if Celebrini is in this. Nope, no Macklin Celebrini. He would be the rookie to have in this year's set. So like last year, I thought that Topps was going to put Bedard in the 23-24 sticker album collection because they kind of waited a little while before they put it out. So I'm thinking, all right, they're waiting so that he plays so they can put out the set. Wouldn't it be the first time they did something like that? They did that for Steven Stamkos in 08-09 to make sure that he was included. So, it's not without precedent, but no, they're just doing guys who played last season. Nobody that's new from this season.
Are the Bedards considered rookie stickers then?
Well, can you consider them rookie stickers if he had a bunch of stickers in Topps Now last year?
Well, Topps Now's not a major release. So can't count those as rookie cards because isn't that part of the deal? It's got to be a major release.
Well, I mean, it's available everywhere. It's a website.
Topps Now's not available everywhere. You have to order it online, and it's a limited supply.
So print on demand doesn't count as rookie cards?
Absolutely not.
All right, that's fine. So any print on demand, whether it was a trading card or a trading sticker, would not count as a rookie card.
I would not count it. No.
Okay.
You can if you want. We all have our own perceived rules of what the rules are.
Right.
How we've described it before is one of the main things is it has to come from a major set.
Right.
Like a major release set. And print on demand to me is not major release.
Right. So I am looking at some of these foil stickers, these parallels right now. Let me look here. And yes, they are stamped on the front. I'm looking at a Braden Point that's stamped 3 out of 10. So that's one of the red ones. And I am looking at I saw a gold one. They haven't, and there's no completed sale data on these yet because these have only been out for like a week. And it looks like the gold is, yep, that is numbered 1 out of 1. Even though you don't have to number it 1 out of 1 because, well, I guess you would because you'd want people to know, hey, this is 1 out of 1, right?
Right.
I'm not seeing any blues. Oh, wait, I'm seeing a blue one here. Yeah. So I think it's cool that it'll give just a little bit more of a chase element. There's like, I don't know, something to get excited about because when you're opening, 200, 300, 400 packs or however many trying to build a set, you're just trying to get the stickers that you need, which is great, but there's no like outside chance of, oh, wouldn't it be great if I got one of these, Like when you buy like a product that you like and you build it, and yeah, you want to just complete your set, but there's always that little bit of excitement if there's like a numbered parallel or an autograph or something. You know what I mean? It kind of gives you another reason to buy into it. So I think it's cool.
Kind of makes it hard to be the completist for a sticker set, though, if there's all the parallels. Unless you just ignore the fact that the parallels don't even exist and just stick with your no pun intended, with your base card or base stickers.
I haven't gotten my hands on a sticker book yet, and I haven't got any stickers yet, but I'm going to buy a few boxes, probably buy a few boxes this week, and I'm going to build the set because I always build the set. Because I've dutifully built hockey sticker sets. I don't want to say since 88, 89, even though that's the first year I bought sticker sets. I kind of got a little lazy in the mid-90s. There's other stuff going on. There was a lot to collect. I didn't bother with 91, 92 Panini or 92, 93 Panini back in the day. Those are sets that I completed years later.
Yeah.
But when I got back into collecting and Panini relaunched in 08, 09, that's when I started getting back into stickers again. Yeah, you're not going to get all the gold foil ones if they're 1 of 1 and all the red foil and all the blue foil, especially for 800 stickers or whatever. Yeah, well, I'll know more when you know more, or you'll know more when I know more. Like I said.
Oh, that's more like it. I'll know more when you know more. Because other than this conversation, I know nothing.
Yeah, I'm just a little loopy. As you know, I had a birthday this weekend. I had a birthday party. I was up early. I was up late, and I slept a really long time on Sunday because I'm getting too old for this stuff, I guess. And so now my voice is gone because I was like talking to people over the weekend because I had some friends come in from out of town. Saw them Saturday, saw them Sunday. I feel like I've just been talking nonstop. So I had half a mind to be like, yeah, let's not do a podcast today, but we didn't do a podcast last week. So I'd rather do a podcast this week with half a voice than no podcast.
Yeah, and I wanted to apologize for drinking all your rum.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah, it was my wife and I. We pretty much polished off the vast majority of the whole entire handle of rum.
The Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that. I thought it was a guy who brought it, who drank it, because that was one of my roommates from college. And I'm just like, yeah, he brought that. He probably drank. Yeah, there was like an inch left in the bottle.
Yeah, we opened it and the two of us proceeded to pound almost the entire bottle. But that's cool.
Did you do mixed drinks or shots?
No, we weren't doing shots. We're, like you said, we're too old for that.
Yeah.
We were mixing it. Like I was mixing it with like Coke and stuff. She was mixing it with root beer, which is pretty tasty.
That's awesome. But yeah, so that's why my voice sounds like I'm sick, but I'm not. I feel great. I'm just just. I think tomorrow I'm going to take a vow of silence because in 2 days I gotta teach a class. So I think I just need to rest my vocal cords for 24 hours.
I have a vow of silence every morning from the moment I wake up till about 9:30 or so.
When you get into the office.
Yeah, I'm usually already there for about an hour, but I don't talk to anybody. Sometimes I talk to my cat, but that doesn't count because she doesn't really talk back, at least in a language I understand.
Hmm.
She speaks Vulcan.
I think cats are more like Klingons and Vulcans, but okay.
She has big ears, so I figure she's Vulcan.
All right. So, any last thoughts before we end up talking about Star Trek for an hour?
Buy more Parkhurst.
No, buy Topps NHL stickers and trade with me because I'm going to try to get all 800 stickers because I'm crazy like that. Although, I will say this really quick though. People are like, why doesn't Topps make a better sticker album for its sticker collection like Panini does with its soccer stickers? Because, you're going to spend a couple $100 putting together a sticker album, and then you're going to put them in a $2 album that's already kind of tattered when you get it home from Target or Walmart or wherever you find it. And I thought that was a good point. They should make like a nice hardcover sticker album, like a high school yearbook, hardcover, nice pages, and then when you stick them in, it looks nice instead of it looking like you're just sticking them into a magazine, basically.
Expensive.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to spend a couple $100 putting together a sticker set, why not spend $5-10 on the album instead of 99 cents or $1.99?
Certainly help in the longevity of keeping them.
Right.
Because, I mean, how many people have all those albums from the early 80s onward that are just raggedy and beat up?
Yeah. Yeah. It just happens like that. Yeah. Or like the staples are falling out or whatever, just wear and tear and to age and stuff like that. Kind of like me, wear and tear and age.
Well, most of the older ones, those pages are super thin paper, and you stick all those stickers on them, and they can rip easily, especially if you're flipping through. So,
Hmm.
but I remember, I don't know anything about stickers. I'm just listening.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. So thank you for listening to the Puck Junk Hockey Podcast. As always, if you've enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe. Please leave us a review wherever you listen to this podcast. If you'd like to sponsor this podcast, you could do so by buying a t-shirt at shop.puckjunk.com. And if you like to read, I recommend you check out our newsletter at puckjunk.com/newsletter. And until next time, collect what you like.